This week on the ZTV Sports Report, we take a look at University of Akron fans' opinion on UA basketball, we visit the slopes and highlight the ski club, and we see where our Zips rank with another week of MAC play under their belt. All that and more on the ZTV Sports Report, which starts right now. Welcome to the ZTV Sports Report, your home for everything Akron Zips athletics. I'm your host, Sartaj Ojala. As always, we have a lot to cover, so let's get started. If you ever watch sporting events, whether at a game or on your TV, you've probably seen a Goodyear blimp. The man who was instrumental in making the blimp an integral part of the sports industry, Mickey Whitman, was recently inducted to the Sports Broadcaster Hall of Fame. And we were able to sit down with him and learn more about himself and his work in Goodyear. Here's a little taste of the interview. What were some of your self-made goals for yourself in order to make an impact?
Well, at the beginning, I was just really learning about the technology of television. I had great people around me, and Goodyear had just really gotten into the aerial broadcasting business. At the beginning, it was really tough. No frame synchronizers, really bad microwave. I attended the national broadcasting shows in Las Vegas and other places to learn about television equipment. And I was never really a techie, but I would advise Goodyear about what kind of equipment that they needed to get to upgrade, and that was kind of the secret of my success. I wanted the blimp to be such an integral part of broadcasting that it would look barren without it.
Monday Night Football,
Right.
College games on Saturday. How monumental was getting coverage with the blimp on those games? How monumental was it for you especially and for the blimp business?
When you're doing sports coverage, just to be associated with sports, you've enhanced your product. And now you're doing like big games. Goodyear was such a big part of this. During the 60s, 70s, and 80s, we received phone calls from the Chamber of Commerce, from the mayors. They wanted to know whether there's going to be a Goodyear blimp there because we were showing their town off, the area. And if the Goodyear blimp was not there, it wasn't a big event. Everybody wanted it, and they still do.
You can watch the rest of our interview with Mickey Whitman here on ZTV and online at ZTV Sports. The tennis team is almost halfway through their season. Can they make the race to the finish? Our own Elliot Georgiadis was able to sit down with Caroline Harpainter, who spoke about her experience at the University of Akron.
Hi everyone, I'm Elliot Georgiadis, and here with me today is Caroline Harpainter from the Akron tennis team. So Caroline, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Munich, Germany.
Wow, that is definitely not near here.
No, it isn't.
So what made you decide to come to school in America?
So tennis was always like a big part of my life, and I really wanted to combine serious studies and playing tennis. So that's why I choose coming here to the States, because it's the only place where you can actually combine that.
You couldn't play tennis at a school in Germany?
We don't have it in schools, so
wow.
It's just going to university and playing tennis on your own.
Oh, I see. So what made you choose the University of Akron compared to other schools? Were there other places that were trying to recruit you?
So yes, there were different places, but finally I decided myself going to Akron because my coaches, Brendan Patchett and Brian Peters, they came to Germany and watched me play, and so I could get to know them a little bit better and could get an impression of how they are, and that's like the final reason.
Yeah, I'm sure that the coach plays a big part in your decision-making process.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So how's your season been going this year?
Pretty well, I would say, but I was injured, so I didn't play for like 3 or 4 weeks. So I need to improve a little bit more to get to my level.
Does it have a big effect on you not being able to play for just a couple weeks?
Yeah, it does, because you're losing so much physical activity, and like you're running and everything. You need to start from the very beginning again.
Wow, yeah, I bet. So what are some things that you feel like as a tennis player playing at this level that you're still continually trying to work on?
My biggest disadvantage is definitely my footwork, and I really need to improve that. And with improving my footwork, everything else will get better too.
So tell me, since you're from Germany and now you live in America, what are some of the biggest differences between home and here, you think? Like food, music? Tell me, what are some of the things that have been different?
I think the biggest difference, which was challenging me a lot, was definitely the food. Because, I don't know, it's so different. And at home, my mom, she was always cooking very healthy. And here, especially on campus, it's completely different. I don't know how it is outside of campus, but yes, the food.
Well, what's your favorite German food?
My favorite German food is Schweinsbraten with Knödel.
Wow, that's like hard to say, let alone is it like something difficult to make?
No, it's not. It's like kind of pork meat with noodles.
I see. What's your favorite American food?
Oh, I don't really have one.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. We're going to take it back now to Sartaj in the studio.
Akron's men's basketball is currently on a key stretch in MAC play, and the fans are certainly backing their team no matter what hardships the team goes through. Our own Christian Locke highlights these fans' opinions on where the Zips currently rank.
Win after win, the University of Akron men's basketball team officially took the lead in the MAC East tournament, and loyal fans are only hoping that the Zips will take it all.
I mean, I've enjoyed the last 7 years, seven MAC championship games. That's been great. I think this year's different because the MAC's definitely improved, and we've got some hurdles that we've had to deal with. But that makes this year actually a little bit more exciting because you're not really sure what's going to happen. But I think we have a chance.
I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. I think when Harney gets back, I think they're going to be ready for the tournament, and I think they're going to go a long way. Coach Dan Brott does a lot with those kids, and he really knows how to get the best out of his team.
Although the Zips have had a few complications this season, the fans still find hope in the future.
Again, I like our chances. With the loss of Zeke at center and Abreu not at point, with the point guard being unsettled, there are question marks. But again, we're definitely one of the 4 best teams, and as long as Treadwell and Diggs are around, I think we'll be fine.
They're improving. They're playing a lot better. They're dealing with some issues, but they're with Tree and Diggs, they're playing very well, and everybody else is learning to play as a team.
Win or lose, I'll be there to support them.
And with their supportive fan base, nothing proves to be too much of a challenge for the Zips. With ZTV Sports Report, I'm Christian Locke.
Our men's and women's basketball teams were in action recently. Our men's team squared off with Northern Illinois, while our women's team traveled to Ball State. Akron men's basketball squared off with the Northern Illinois Huskies in a close contested matchup, and although the Zips started off sloppy, they were able to get their game together and be able to beat the Northern Illinois Huskies 54-62. Akron was able to avoid dropping in the standings and were able to get back into first place in the East. Demetrius Treadwell finished with a double-double and was able to rack up 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. Quincy Diggs helped with 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal of his own, and Jake Kretzer was great from beyond the arc and totaled 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. Akron men's basketball definitely performed well in their matchup to stay into MAC contention, but how did the Lady Zips do in their matchup when they traveled to Ball State? Akron women's basketball traveled to Ball State to take on the Cardinals. The Lady Zips entered the game and played with a lot of passion from start to finish and was able to out-rebound their opponents 43-39. The Ball State Cardinals tried to fight back with every might that they could, but unfortunately, the Cardinals fell to the Akron Zips, who their largest lead was 33 points. Akron was able to run away with this game 87-64. Hannah Luberg was the best performer in the matchup with 22 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. And Rachel Tecco contributed with 13 points, 12 rebounds, and a steal. That's our first segment in the books, but be sure to stick around. We still have much to show you. We take a look at the latest standings in the MAC in Quick Zip, and we take an in-depth look at intramural bowling. You are watching the ZTV Sports Report. Stay tuned.